So yeah, there's been times where I'd also calm down my joy so I could be rational rather than like. But I still like rock back and forth, but even further. But then like you guys can see it, but I don't. I'm explaining it, or I'm like tapping my hand or doing that. Other than otherwise, I'll be like walking up and which I was most times, walking up and down here like for like 10 minutes. Yay, yeah. So yeah, in the Bible, Gabrielle foretold the downfall of the kingdoms, and he's been revealing things to me. I view it as him, it could be someone else, but I've foreseen a lot of things here in the West, and it's still heading in that direction. So it's that one-man army, it seems that way. That's why I appreciate those who care. I mean, like, you could be left-wing politics, you could be right-wing politics, but, if you're out there doing it, if you're talking about it online, the most important thing is that you care about it. That's the most important thing. Everyone might have their opinions of what's the best way to go about doing things, but the most important thing is those who are out there doing all this actually give a damn. Whichever side of the fence they fall on, that's the most important thing. And there's reasons why, and knowledge they have or personal experiences they have that has formed their opinions. I was left wing, looking back, start growing up. Then it was like towards my 30s, I came like mid to late 20s. Yeah, late 20s. I started going right wing. But that's only because of my experience. I thought, we have to, it's unfair, all these injustices and blah, blah, blah. And, how the left goes on about it. I got to my late 20s, I was like, well, how's my life going? So I need to take care of people that I'm more closely connected to, because I wish the world was a kind, loving, compassionate place. But the thing is I graduated high school, got my degree, got my national certificate. At that stage, I hadn't had a girlfriend, mid-20s at this stage. But then, okay, so mid-20s, all right. That's when 9 years. I hadn't had a girlfriend for 9 years, 25. And it was like, just seeing things. And then there was stuff about how Obama was the Antichrist. And I was like, they had me fooled for a couple of months. But then I was like, actually, no, the Antichrist would actually come from the Middle East. And then I remembered coming across certain things of other politicians when I was younger, and they were saying similar things and it wasn't true. So, I right wing, but then now it's like I'm in the middle, because the real me wants a kind, compassionate world. But then my logical side says, well, how was life for you all the way up until, how was life for you in your 20s? Graduated with your degree when you were 22. You had 2 6-month jobs, but they were like minimum pay rate and 6 months, not full year round. And then you were 26 when you finished your National Certificate in Youth Studies, which went for a year. You didn't have a full-time job all year round until you were December 2015, and it was March of 2016, 3 months later, you turned 28. So the logical side says right wing, but the left wing is, if the world can be a better place. Not saying that right wing guys are bad. It's just, because I was Maori. I'm Maori and European. Maori, Tahitian. Okay, so if you go back to my great grandparents, their names as well as the origins of their names as well as their appearance, I'm English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, and Maori. But if you go back to my was it my great great or great great great? If you go back to them, you have a look at what they look like and what their names were. I'm English, Scottish, Irish, Welsh, Maori, Tahitian, and French. So if you want to go back even further, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I'm in the middle with politics. I mean, I wish that every country had the same level of prosperity. I wish that all the resources were shared out evenly. But then I've been through all the trauma I've been through, and everyone's got trauma. And it's like, well, the most healing thing for me is to fulfill those needs. I just wish that everyone, you know, all nationalities, ethnicities, religions, spiritual practices, political views could achieve all of their desired outcomes. I wish that were the case. So yeah. Main thing is to maintain your moral compass. If you can get all your needs met, and that's why I want to get the six-figure thing. It's not because I want the money to prove I'm better. It's just to bring closure to that aspect of my life. I made it. It's not, and then I'm going to maintain it. It's not this whole I'm better than other people thing. Because growing up, I had goals of I say, so long as I can pay the bills and wear clothes and have food to eat and have gas in the car, that's all that matters. But how I want to do that is I want to be an All Black. I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to be a professional singer. But I'm happy with the fact that I pursued it, even though I didn't succeed at those things. And my career options, other than that, was to be a Maori teacher or a police officer, security and that. And then, hey, look, I was doing all that through one of them, security. It wasn't until I got to my 30s, or coming up to 30 years old, I started thinking about, I want to get double the amount as the average person, or that type of thing, because it's just too. I've done all the meditating and the praying and studying and the internal work possible to heal myself from all those setbacks in those years, in my 20s. But I'm like light years. I'm like way better than where I used to be emotionally in that time. Meaning I had a lot more dark emotions, but I noticed people were like, they had been succeeding in life and had relationships, and and they had all this money. And then after I got to my late 20s, I got to like the same level as them materially wise. But they had obviously upper hand because they had been in that position for 5 years or a decade, and they just thought nothing big about it. But for me, it was a big deal. It was very cathartic. Now it's like I'm way, 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 way better, but I want to put it to bed by getting and maintaining, but it's not to prove I'm better than.